All right, time now to take a look at what's making headlines in the newspapers this morning. Let's start with the Business Day. So this is their front page this morning. They're going there with Transnet to revamp automotive terminals. Now, the state-owned company will source funding on the open market as Transnet plans to invest almost 25 billion rand in the next 5 years to expand and reposition its ports. And this includes upgrades to the country's 3 automotive terminals at the ports of Durban, East London and Gqeberha. Pick n Pay shares back turnaround plans, shareholders rather, and Pick n Pay obtained a shareholder approval for its recent rights offer, attracting 8.2 billion rand in subscriptions, or more than double its initial 4 billion rand target. KPMG to probe Hosmed claims gap. Interesting story, this one. Now, Sizwe Hosmed medical scheme has appointed KPMG to conduct an independent investigation into a massive 162 million rand under provision for claims from Hosmed members when it merged with Sizwe in late 2021. And also, global market turmoil rattles SA stocks and the rand. South African stocks and the rand stumbled on Monday, following in the footsteps of a sharp sell-off in major global markets as investors sent out a loud message to central banks that the tight monetary policy risked plunging economies into recession. And the picture there, nervous trade. Traders working the floor of the New York Stock Exchange on Monday. The Dow fell by more than 1,000 points.
It was a hair-raising day on the markets yesterday. It certainly was. But already things looking like they've turned around, particularly in Asian markets, and that's where we started to feel the jitters. All right, moving on to the Star now. So let's take a look and see how the Star's doing. Match not made in heaven for ANC allies. That's their lead story. Alliance partners lash out at Lekgotla over decision to cozy up with the DA to form a GNU. It says the SACP, COSATU and the South African National Civic Organisation lashed out at its partners, the ANC, for its decision to team up with the DA to form the government of national unity. At the heart of their concern, the organisation says the party had not carried out a proper consultation before the process of making the decision. So yeah, not so much love in paradise at the moment there. EFF blames security company for the death of its Gauteng leader. That's Moshe Mpahlele that they're talking about, the EFF's regional deputy secretary. They say they blame the death on the private security company that was on the scene during the peaceful protest, is what they're saying. The party said the security company did not have any justification for using live ammunition as the situation was calm and non-violent. So a story to look at there. Then the picture they've also got there on the top, so much happening in the UK. Those anti-immigration protests, my gosh. So anti-migration demonstrators hold signs during a protest outside the Potters International Hotel, which houses migrants in Aldershot, Britain, on Sunday. And these violent demonstrations of far-right groups have sprung up across Britain in the aftermath of a fatal stabbing in Southport, in which 3 children were killed and 8 more seriously injured, with 2 adults. And then the fuel price, another welcome in the fuel prices for motorists. So that's happening at midnight. So yeah, enjoy it. About 28 cents. We go down diesel, 17 a litre as well. So there we go. That's the front page of the Star.
Right. Moving on to the Citizen, dominated by sport on that front page. At the top there, Pirates have a plan. And they've, of course, gone through to the semi-finals of the MTN 8 Cup. And we'll see how that one progresses. But from the Olympics, now for the semi-finals. And a picture there of South Africa's Lythe Pillay in the centre, crossing the finish line ahead of St. Lucia's Michael Joseph on the left, and Nigeria's Chidi Okezi to win his heat of the men's 400-metre repechage at the Paris Olympics at the Stade de France yesterday. So Pillay clocked 45.40 seconds, and compatriot Zagiti Nene 44.81 in his repechage to book their spots for tonight's semi-final. Also, on that front page, Zuma is a dictator. Now, those in the know have harsh words for Umkhonto we Sizwe leader Jacob Zuma, firing members willy-nilly without being elected. This is not a party, it's a cult, says one, with others calling the Zuma show a spaza shop. So they go into that in greater detail in the body of the paper.
All right. And then the final one that we've got for you this morning is the Setton. And the Setton breaking down some crime stats there. And they're saying Operation Chanela arrests from 29th of July to the 4th of August. Total arrests, 13,996 is what they are saying there. Murder suspects, 106. 158 firearms confiscated. 182 rape suspects arrested. 74 vehicles recovered and 240 suspected drug dealers. So, yeah, that's those are the numbers, and that's called Operation Chanela. New app promotes indigenous languages. They talk about that. I was defending myself. Michlali's boyfriend claims, and then Simbine feeling better about 4th place. I don't blame him. I think I would also rather be in the 4th place than having to be in the position of Kishane Thompson. I would hate to be Kishane Thompson, I have to be honest with you, with Noah Lyles. And I mean, the photographs of the foot and the head and the neck and the body and the this and the that and the speaking and Anyway, so that was just so close for all of them. But can you imagine how Kishane's feeling? Anyway, thuggery. This is the big one. Mboro and heavily armed men caught in a disturbing video wielding pangas and a rifle at a school, and pastor claims he went to rescue his son who was being attacked by staff while fetching his grandchildren.
Yeah, that video is quite something, you know. But just going back to the Olympics and talking about Simbine, you know, the 1988 final, Carl Lewis, 9.92 seconds in first place. And the person who came last in Sunday's 100-meter dash was Oblique Seville of Jamaica, and he ran 9.91 seconds. So the person who came last on Sunday was faster than Carl Lewis when he won.
Isn't that
in
amazing?
1988. How amazing
incredible.
is that?
You know, I mean, I actually saw that yesterday, and I was busy sort of telling my family about it, and they were like, wow, you know, the development of sportsmen and everything. They've also done, which I found quite fascinating. I'm watching the time carefully before we get into that news. They did a comparison between, I'm not sure what year it was, but I think it was somewhere in the 40s. The swimmers in the 40s and the swimmers now. And they had them like on top of each other, and you could watch them and you could just see how developed our sportsmen and women are and how much faster. I mean, they must have shaved off about 12 to 15 seconds of their times.
But of course, there are various factors leading to that. Many factors.
So much technology and development.
It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
But looking forward to it, I mean, it's the post Usain Bolt era.
Yeah.
So Usain just used to jog past everybody.
And he still had time to pose for photographs.
Yeah, and he would still look
and take selfies while he was running.
So it's nice that it's a lot more competitive now.
Amazing. Oh well. All right. So it's 7, everyone.
Yeah,
it's time for your news
with you.
Oh, and the website. First the website, then of course the news with me. So here we go. SABCnews.com. We got you covered, everyone. That's where you got to go for all of the latest news that's developing here and around the world.
Indeed. And don't forget, if you haven't yet downloaded our app, please do. SABC Plus. Trust and believe you will not regret it. And there's so much on that app. As you can see there, SABC radio, all the radio stations, all the TV stations, and some others like sport and news, and all of that is on one app for you. So do yourself a favor. If you haven't yet, download SABC Plus.
Okay, time for news at 7.